Hello, Chucky. I have not seen you around here for a while.
Well, hello Ralphie. Yeah, I have been kind of hiding in a cave.
Hiding in a cave? Why would you do such a thing?
Well, because Mr. Snow told us in class that we are overdue for a big earthquake. One that will cause a lot of damage here in Salt Lake City. So I decided it was safer to hide in a cave till after it happens.
Oh, Ralphie, hiding in a cave is not the best way to survive an earthquake. There are things you can do before, during, and after an earthquake to protect yourself and your loved ones.
Really? Like what?
Well, Ralphie, before an earthquake, the following are things you can do to protect yourself, your family, and your property in the event of an earthquake. To begin preparing, you should build an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Fasten shelves securely to walls. Place large or heavy objects on lower shelves. Store breakable items, such as bottled foods, glass, and china, in low, closed cabinets, with latches. Fasten heavy items, such as pictures and mirrors, securely to walls and away from beds, couches and anywhere people sit. Brace overhead light fixtures, and top heavy objects. Repair defective electrical wiring, and leaky gas connections. These are potential fire risks. Get appropriate professional help. Do not work with gas or electrical lines yourself. Install flexible pipe fittings to avoid gas or water leaks. Flexible fittings are more resistant to breakage.
Hey, I could do some of those things myself, and some I could help my parents do.
There is more if you would like to know them. Secure your water heater, refrigerator, furnace and gas appliances by strapping them to the wall studs and bolting to the floor. If recommended by your gas company, have an automatic gas shut-off valve installed that is triggered by strong vibrations. Repair any deep cracks in ceilings or foundations. Get expert advice if there are signs of structural defects. Be sure the residence is firmly anchored to its foundation. Store weed killers, pesticides, and flammable products securely in closed cabinets with latches and on bottom shelves. Locate safe spots in each room, under a study table, or against an inside wall. Reinforce this information by moving to these places during each drill. Hold earthquake drills with your family members. Drop, cover and hold on.
Wow, those are some great ideas on what I can do to lower the chance of me and my family getting hurt during an earthquake. But Chucky, what should I do during an earthquake?
Why yes, there are things you can do to protect yourself once the shaking begins.
Oh, do tell me Chucky, so I do not have to live in the cave anymore.
During an earthquake, drop, cover and hold on. Minimize your movements, do a few steps, get to a nearby safe place, and if you are indoors, stay there until the shaking has stopped and you are sure exiting is safe. If indoors, drop to the ground. Take cover by getting under a study table or other piece of furniture and hold on until the shaking stops. If there isn't a table or desk near you, cover your face and head with your arms and crouch in an inside corner of the building. Stay away from glass, windows, outside doors and walls, and anything that could fall, such as lighting fixtures or furniture. Stay in bed if you are there when the earthquake strikes. Hold on and protect your head with a pillow, unless you are under a heavy light fixture that could fall. In that case, move to the nearest safe place. Do not use a doorway, except if you know it is a strongly supported, load-bearing doorway and it is close to you. Many inside doorways are lightly constructed and do not offer protection.
I see now how important it is to get to know your local doorway. Anything else?
Stay inside until the shaking stops and it is safe to go outside. Do not exit a building during the shaking. Research has shown that most injuries occur when people inside buildings attempt to move to a different location inside the building or try to leave. Do not use the elevators. Be aware that the electricity may go out, or the sprinkler systems or fire alarms may turn on.
And what if I am outside when an earthquake starts shaking?
If outdoors, stay there. Move away from buildings, streetlights, and utility wires. Once in the open, stay there until the shaking stops. The greatest danger exists directly outside buildings, at exits, and alongside exterior walls. Many of the 120 fatalities from the 1933 Long Beach earthquake occurred when people ran outside of buildings, only to be killed by falling debris from collapsing walls. Ground movement during an earthquake is seldom the direct cause of death or injury. Most earthquake-related casualties result from collapsing walls, flying glass, and falling objects.
That is good to know. What if I am in a car, driving down the road, when the earthquake hits?
If in a moving vehicle, stop as quickly as safety permits, and stay in the vehicle. Avoid stopping near or under buildings, trees, overpasses, and utility wires. Proceed cautiously once the earthquake has stopped. Avoid roads, bridges, or ramps that might have been damaged by the earthquake.
Well, that is good advice, but what happens if I follow all your instructions before and during an earthquake, and something falls on me and traps me? What should I do then?
If trapped under debris, do not light a match. Do not move about or kick up dust. Cover your mouth with a handkerchief or clothing. Tap on a pipe or wall so rescuers can locate you. Use a whistle if one is available. Shout only as a last resort. Shouting can cause you to inhale dangerous amounts of dust.
Wow, Chucky, I am beginning to think that hiding in that cave was not the best idea. But what about after an earthquake? Are there any good rules to follow after the shaking stops?
After an earthquake, when the shaking stops, look around to make sure it is safe to move. Then exit the building. Expect aftershocks. These secondary shock waves are usually less violent than the main quake but can be strong enough to do additional damage to weakened structures and can occur in the first hours, days, weeks, or even months after the quake. Help injured or trapped persons. Remember to help your neighbors who may require special assistance, such as infants, the elderly, and people with access and functional needs. Give first aid where appropriate. Do not move seriously injured persons unless they are in immediate danger of further injury. Call for help. Look for and extinguish small fires. Fire is the most common hazard after an earthquake. Listen to a battery-operated radio or television for the latest emergency information. Be aware of possible tsunamis if you live in coastal areas. These are also known as seismic sea waves, mistakenly called tidal waves. When local authorities issue a tsunami warning, assume that a series of dangerous waves is on the way. Stay away from the beach. Use the telephone only for emergency calls. Go to a designated public shelter if your home had been damaged and is no longer safe. Text shelter plus your zip code to 43362 for FEMA to find the nearest shelter in your area. Example, shelter 12345. Stay away from damaged areas. Stay away unless your assistance has been specifically requested by police, fire, or relief organizations. Return home only when authorities say it is safe. Be careful when driving after an earthquake and anticipate traffic light outages. After it is determined that it's safe to return, your safety should be your primary priority as you begin cleanup and recovery. Open cabinets cautiously. Beware of objects that can fall off shelves. Find out how to keep food safe during and after and.
Okay, Chucky, I feel much better about what to do before, during, and after an earthquake. And I am so moving out of that stinky cave. That bear I share it with always has bad gas after eating hikers.
Glad I could help you out, Ralphie. And that answers my question. What is that smell?